As you know, we've had a lot of rain all the way from Houston all the way up to Kansas City the last 3 weeks, and near record rainfalls on the overall basin. I'm not quoting chapter and verse in terms of knowledge of the actual volumes yet, where we'll sort that out at a later point in time. But we have hit near record pools on all of our projects. Corps of Engineers has been scrambling left and right to try and stay ahead of water flow into their plants, to the point that we've even had to have our people come out at 1 o'clock in the morning, try and pump water up into the Salina pump storage to capture 5 feet of water that the Corps was just scrambling to keep the water out of the Van Buren gauge. And if you understand the way the system works, the Arkansas Kerr-McClellan system basically has to flow water all the way through Fort Smith and Van Buren, Arkansas, with a target flow of 150,000 CFS. 22 feet being flood stage at that point. So they're really working the whole system to try and get that. Normally we get an arm, whether it's the Canadian, whether it's the Arkansas, whether it's our system on the Grand Neosho, that will get really high flows. But to get them all at the same time and go from near drought and drought conditions, almost near empty reservoirs, to 20-25% surcharge pools on their projects, it's been a major change, and our people have been great. When we get into flood situations like this, because of foundation conditions we have with geology up here, there's a lot of seepage that tends to try and work underneath our dams. And Salina Dike is one of our weakest points, where that rock is just, we got so much of it out there, and we have to go out and monitor boils and seeps that start to come up. And when it gets above elevation 634.5, we're out there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have been troopers. They've been out there nonstop, and I'm sure they wonder sometimes why it's necessary, because nothing's really changing. The problem is, when it does change, it changes fast, and it can be a problem. And we're trying to be out there to keep everybody safe and keep GRDA safe. And so I really appreciate their help.
Along with monitoring conditions at the hydroelectric facilities, GRDA personnel have also responded to the high water conditions in other ways. Around both Grand and Hudson, GRDA police officers have monitored and, when necessary, closed access near floodwater release areas to help keep the public safe. GRDA also hosted several conference calls related to the high water conditions to keep surrounding communities and other emergency management personnel informed. On June 1st, GRDA police and hydro personnel also worked together to remove large amounts of floating debris that had collected against the buoy cable above the Kerr Dam intake structure. The debris had stressed the cable, and its removal was important to ensure that the buoys remained in place. As GRDA has worked under the direction of the United States Army Corps of Engineers to open and close floodgates throughout this period of heavy inflows, it has also worked to keep the public updated on current lake level conditions. Since mid-May, GRDA has distributed more than 30 floodwater release bulletins to the public and the media. While flood control efforts may be considered a delicate balancing act, the ultimate goal is to move water downstream as safely and quickly as possible. Under the direction of the Corps, GRDA has been working to meet that goal throughout the course of the recent heavy rains.